What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is August 4th of 2022. I have crossed the border of Pennsylvania once again, except this time we are not in New Jersey like we have been in the past video or so. We are actually in Maryland right now. This is Westminster, Maryland, and the body of water you see in front of me right now is called the Big Pipe Creek. And the goal of today is basically to do some classic multi-species fishing, catch as many different species as possible. So we're going to start off with the ultralight combo right now. This is the Ugly Stik Elite 6-foot fast action rod, and then on there we got the Shimano Sedona 2500 size reel with 4-pound monofilament, and we got a classic gold trout magnet on there with the 1/64 ounce jig head. So this is actually a stream that is a tributary of the upper Potomac River, and it also links to the Monocacy River. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And also the lower Susquehanna River. So there's a wide variety of species that could be in this creek, especially when it comes to the micro species. So we'll definitely be doing some micro fishing later on today. We're gonna wait until the sun gets a little higher to do that. I'm gonna start by fishing this bridge that's up here, except this pool right here looks pretty good as well. But yeah, we're gonna start up by that bridge and see how that goes. It's definitely gonna be a hot one out here today. It's supposed to be like 95 degrees or 96 degrees, something like that, but the real feel is gonna be up around the triple digits. So it's gonna be a steamer. I got plenty of water with me, so it shouldn't be a problem. But hopefully we can have a good day of fishing today. Maybe land a couple new species. I caught 2 new species in my last video, so I'm now at 86 different species on my life list, and let's see if we can add to that today. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned and let's get to fishing. All right, we finally managed to capture our first fish species of the day, a little red breast sunfish. Very pale colors on that guy. He almost looks white, and he just has a little bit of orange on top there, but still a fish regardless. We're gonna go ahead and take a shot, and then we're gonna release this guy. First species of the day, little red breast sunfish getting unhooked here. Oh, not the most graceful release, but he is back in the water. Came right out from under this tree here, smacked the trout magnet. See if there's anything else hiding out under there. Well, I was just letting a worm sit in the deep pool here. I believe this is a spot tail shiner. Looks kind of big though, and the mouth is looking a little bit different. So I'm gonna put it in the photo tank and see what we got here. All right, so we got our little shiner here. He's not too happy with us, but there he is. That's what he looks like. The mouth is really throwing me off. It's not screaming spot tail shiner. I think it might be something else, but we're gonna take another couple shots of this guy and then we're gonna let him go, but I'm not 100% sure on what that is. All right, I'll get confirmation on that guy later, but I believe it was just a spot tail shiner, but mouth looked a little funny and it was kind of big for spot tail shiner, but we are in a different watershed than what we typically catch them in, so it could just be that they're bigger here, I don't know, or it could be that it was something completely different. But fishing has been slow so far to start this morning. I'm gonna attempt to walk down the creek a bit further and try and find some of the runs, because this water in the main creek is a little bit cloudy. So I'm thinking if we go to some of the backwater and fish there, the water is going to be clearer, we'll be able to see more and hopefully catch more. But we're just tossing a little piece of worm out here in the deep pools here, hoping that a sucker of some sort shows up. And yeah, we're doing this for now, but we'll probably hit those runs later. Had to switch up the plan a little bit. I was fishing the Big Pipe Creek, as I mentioned earlier, but but I wasn't really liking the looks of the creek. It was deep in spots, too deep to fish, and I wish this weed whacker would shut up. But yeah, too deep for me to safely wade through the creek to get to the spots where I wanted to fish. I tried finding other spots to park, but the problem with fishing in rural areas is that the parking is very few and far between. So I am now here back in Pennsylvania. This is actually, I believe, the Piney Creek is what it's called. And we're going to be doing some micro fishing here at this creek. The chance of some new species has dwindled a little bit, but not completely. So let's hope we can still find some new stuff in here. We're going to be using the Tanago hook and walking up and down this tiny creek. So let's see what we can make happen. Alright guys, I caught one of these guys here. I think this could be a new species for me. I think this is an eastern mosquito fish. I'm going to take a shot of him and put him in the photo tank here. Alright, there he is jumping around in there. I believe that is species number 87 for us, the eastern mosquito fish. He's hiding around this corner here. Like I said, I'm going to take a few more shots of him just to identify him. But just the head shape, the tail, the little spot on the body there makes me think that that is number 87 for us. So cool to see that a new species still showed up. But yeah, let's take a few more shots and let him go. Definitely believe this little guy here is an eastern mosquito fish. Everything I've seen makes me think that. I'm going to try and catch a bigger one to confirm, but I'm just going to let this little guy go over here. There's lots of micros over here. It's a good sign. These mosquito fish are absolutely hounding this worm. As soon as I drop it in, there's always fish that are going to be right on it. I'm waiting for the bigger one to come over so I can just get a better ID shot. There's one. Oh no! I dropped him, but oh, and he dropped him again. Alright, he's a little bit muddied, so we got to clean him off first, but that is a bigger one right there. Alright, let's do this without getting him loose. Or even better, let's put him in the photo tank and rinse him off. There he is right there. That is an adult eastern mosquito fish. I'm going to try and take him out of the photo tank and see if I can show you guys a bit better. But there he is, swimming around. Let's go ahead and drop this down and open her up real quick. Alright, Mr. Mosquito Fish. Gonna let you go. That is what they look like there. You see the black spot right there? That's very characteristic of mosquito fish. And I almost always have that. Let's take a shot and release this guy. Gonna go ahead and release this guy back into a school of friends here. He is good to go. Now that we confirm these guys as eastern mosquito fish, I'm going to try and fish some of the other schools and see if anything else comes up. But we know there's at least one species in this tiny little creek here. Just got our, I think our fourth species a day. Eastern black-nosed dace here. There's a bunch of them swimming around in this little pool in front of me. And this one fell prey to the Tanago hook. They're pretty little fish, but we already have them on our species list, so let's take a shot and send this guy on his way. Alright, time to let this guy go, the little eastern black-nosed dace. I wish the long-nosed dace would show up. That is a species I do not have on my life list yet. Maybe one of these will be long-nosed dace. I don't know if they intertwine schools and stuff, but we will see. It shouldn't take too long to get another one. There's a whole bunch of them in there. Oh, and the mosquito fish got it. There is another fat mosquito fish. Don't take my worm, please. There we go. Oh, and back at the water he goes. Nothing like a little peaceful afternoon of microfishing. And got another one here. Let's see. Yep, another black nosed ace. This one's got a real sharp line on it. Colorful, that is. It's come to my attention that this creek is largely dominated by these little eastern black-nosed dace, as well as those mosquito fish. They're just all over the place in here. Right in front of this pipe here, I gotta watch my balance so I don't spook them all. You might even be able to see them all darting around over there, but there is so many dace, it's unreal. I just wish it was the other species of dace that I don't have yet on my list, but you still got some creek to wade. I mean, there could be other populations of some stuff in here. I saw one little catfish species that I might not have yet. Those are a bit harder to catch, but it could be possible. Just got another fat mosquito fish here. Excuse the markings on my hand, that's from the leaning on the pipe to catch this guy. But very dominant marking there on the body. That'll be a good one to take a photo of. Pretty nice. Alright guys, after a while I was finally able to get a different species here. This is a darter of some sort. It could just be a tessellated darter, but it could be something else too. So we're gonna bring it back on the bank here so we don't lose it, and we're gonna take some shots of this guy. I believe that could be a new species for me. That does not look like a tessellated darter. I don't know what that is. Alright, there's our little darter there. Awesome new species. If we figure out what it is, I'll leave the caption down below right here. I think it might be a fantail darter, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy go. Back into the water. Thank you for playing. Let me drop you off down by some rocks. Does this look familiar to you yet? No? There he goes. Off to swim another day. Awesome. I had spooked that darter initially, and then he was just hiding out under a rock. I downside my piece of worm because I knew they got super tiny mouths and they were hard to target initially when I was fishing for them the first time, which was way back at Ridley Creek, almost 2 years ago at this point, or over 2 years ago. And then a little while ago I was doing some fishing at Deer Creek, came across some darters and had to downsize my piece of worm as well. But that is awesome. That is definitely going to be a new species for me. So that makes 2 for the day and 88 overall. One of the things I wanted to do during this trip at the creek I was initially starting at was to catch a new darter, but unfortunately the water conditions didn't really work out there. But I was glad I was able to do it here. Such a cool fish. Alright guys, we got yet another species for the day here. This is a little green sunfish. I don't know exactly how many species that is for today, but I know we call it red breast sunfish, probably a spot tail shiner or something else, some sort. I still have to get that one confirmed. And then we caught at this place, we got eastern mosquito fish. That was a new species for us. Eastern black-nosed dace, and now a darter of some sort, and green sunfish. So species are starting to stack up. Let's see if there's any more in here. There's some sort of chubs or something that we have yet to catch. I might up my hook size at some point, but I'm gonna start working my way up the creek now, seeing if anything different shows up. There's something right here. I think it's a baby bass. It doesn't want anything to do with the Tanago hook though. I also just noticed 2 goldfish that are in this creek here. So I might definitely try and tie on a slightly bigger hook and try and catch those guys, because that would be cool. They're all bright orange and stuff. That'd be nice. There's a school of mystery shiners swimming around here, and I finally got one. I believe this is just a spot tail shiner. It's got a pretty evident spot on the tail there. Can you see it? We're going to take a shot of this guy anyway, and we're going to let him go. This guy could potentially be a blunt-nosed minnow as well. He's got a downward facing mouth. I don't know how well you can see that. And blunt-nosed minnow do from time to time have that black spot at the tail. So we'll see. We'll get confirmation on this guy. We're just going to let him go. Alright guys, we got our little tiny hook tied on there and a little tiny piece of worm. And basically the plan is to cast this around where those goldfish are at. And hopefully it drops down and they take it. That is the plan. There's also some bluegill and some small bass, so there's a chance that things could go sideways, but we'll see. Some has it right now, and it is a green sunfish. Already got one of these guys today. Gonna toss him over this way so I didn't spook the goldfish. These sunfish are like piranhas, so it'll probably be kind of hard to get to them. Another green sunfish. That one kind of made a loud splash. Well, I thought catching these goldfish would be slightly easier, but these little green sunfish are like piranhas. They must never see a bait, because they are all over the place. This would be a great spot to load up on catfish bait, but we're not going to be doing that today. Before the bait even gets close to them, there's already fish on it. So like this guy's already hooked. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch those goldfish there. That would have been kind of cool if I was able to, because they're so colored up right now. But there was just a massive piranha-like green sunfish that were just mauling my worm. But what started off as a slow morning out on the Big Pipe Creek turned into a good day of fishing. We didn't catch a whole lot of fish or anything big or anything like that, but we did catch 2 new species, which new species was my goal today. We caught number 87 for me, the eastern mosquito fish, and number 88 for me, I believe it's a fantail darter is what was confirmed. I don't think we caught any more new species. I still have to ID some of the other shiners we caught, but I don't believe it was anything new. So thank you guys for tuning in today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to like and subscribe if you did. We'll be back to do some more exploring soon. I'm trying to explore as many different areas as I can before I am back to school, which will be August 31st is my first day back, unfortunately. So we're getting down to the home stretch here, and I'm trying to add as many new species as I can to my life list before summer is over. And we got 2 today, so that's good. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in today's video, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.